I know you guys been seeing me grind out. I've been like totally on the grind, doing a whole lot of things. And so, you know, I got to get back in the groove. You know what I mean? Give me an opportunity. Just forgive me. Forgive me. All right. So what we going to be talking about tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about some relationship stuff. Like I said, because Toxic Love is getting ready to come out, I want to talk to you guys about some love stuff. Now, hold on. Don't click off. You need to share this live, because the wisdom that I'm going to give you guys about self-mastery. Yes, Jose, you already know. Joe Star. Hey, what's good, Shorty Rock? Mine's up, boo boo. I'm glad you in here, Shorty Rock, because you, of all people, need to hear what I'm about to say. You, Shorty Rock. You need to hear what I'm going to say, so you need to get your popcorn. Okay? Yeah, you. So check it out, guys. You know, so, we're going to chime in about, like, all right, so I've been witnessing a few people who've been having, like, some relationship issues. Not really relationships, sometimes, like, finding the right relationship. Like, some people are actually afraid of love. They're afraid of finding love because they've been hurt before. They've been burnt. So they to the point where they like F love, you know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff, right? So I get it. You know, see, yeah, some of my peoples, too. Really? Shorty Rock, you funny. Anyway. Shorty Rock, that's right, some of my peoples, but it's your decisions that you be making, okay? It don't matter who, whether they my peoples or not. You got the decision. You got to make the right decisions. What's up, LaShawn? LaShawn, what's good? It's Mine's Up Night. Y'all already know it's the late night with TK, where we just chime in about some things, the things that you guys want to talk about, the messages that you guys be sending me, you know? And so we was just chiming in about a relationship thing. Not really a relationship, but more like a dating thing, where the individual was kind of afraid of a guy approaching them, and mainly it's because, you know, of course she might been through some things, you know, and it was like, you know, do I call this man because he told me, you know, don't lose my number, make use of this number, you know what I mean, or whatever. That's what he told me. So, you know, she wondering, like, you know, do I really call him? Or, you know, is he a player? Is he whatever? But, guys, we got to understand that we're going to attract the energy of who we are. So if you got in your mind that this dude is a player, guess what? You're only going to attract players like Sean Val. Wait, you know what, Shorty, right? You disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna attract players. Gotta share this live, because this is gonna be so dope. We're gonna have so much fun tonight. I'm down. I hope you guys can hear my house music in the background. My love is free. Your love is free. My love is free. All of our love is supposed to be free. We shouldn't be fighting for love. Fight. It should be natural. Yes, guys. Go ahead. Invite some people in to join us. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and invite a couple more people myself. And let's chime in about. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna really talk a little bit about, you know, 7 questions that you should be actually asking the person that you're trying to kick it with or deal with, or whatever the case might be. Some things that you should be asking, you know what I mean? There's some questions that you should be asking before you get, like, in too deep, okay? Oh, Shorty Rock, you came on just in time. I'm glad that you're on here, all right? So, you know, there's some questions that we should be asking, you know what I mean, to the person who we're feeling or we're kicking it with, or whatever the case might be. All right. You know what? You funny. You will go ahead and make your special invite, Shorty Rock. You funny. All right, so let's talk about this, because I know a lot of people, they want to be in love. You want to be in a relationship. You want to be in a commitment. But whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, no matter what, you might have experienced some things that make you feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? You might have experienced some things that make you feel like, well, you know what? I don't know if this is what I really want, or maybe it is what I want, but I don't want to get hurt again, and, you know, all of that stuff, or whatever. You can invite them. Go ahead, Shorty Rock, invite them. Go ahead, invite them. It's me. It's TK. Hey, Rolanda, mine's up, queen. I see you. Mine's up. So what we're talking about, guys, again, is, you know, just some things that you should be asking the people who, if you guys are like new in the dating scene, or I want to say a lot of us ask these questions way too late. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it 100. A lot of us ask these questions way too late, and we start asking the person that we've been kicking it with for a long time, certain things that we're asking them that we should have asked in the beginning. And if we didn't ask them in the beginning, it's probably the reason why a lot of stuff doesn't work out as you go along, right? Because you don't have the clarity that you need. You don't have, exactly what it is that will give you the focus wheel that you need in order to, make things go in the right direction, so to speak. Okay? All right. So nobody, first of all, let me say, when you first meet somebody or whatever the case may be, like, nobody don't want to feel like they on an interview. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, oh, how many kids you got? How many, you know what I'm saying? Well, was you married before? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you first meet somebody, like, okay, so you don't want to come across like that, right? I get it. Or you don't want to come across like that. But let's just keep it 100 that there really are some things that you should be asking, before you start thinking that this is the person that you want to invest in. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. All right, so talking about past relationships, talking about past baggage and all of that stuff, right? We know that it's an uncomfortable conversation. All right, we could get past that. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but isn't it so much better to know who you're dealing with in advance rather than down the line finding out that you guys don't want the same thing? So this is going to really help you, avoid the crash. It's going to help you avoid the tower moment, because you'll have an opportunity to really, ask some questions that probably should have been asked in the beginning. Now you have an opportunity to ask them in the beginning. All right, so let's go ahead and rock right into this, guys. It's just going to be about 7, and we're going to do this real quick, right? So perhaps the first question that you need to ask that person is, not over, I don't want to be free. How many of y'all singing this tune in your heart because you still stuck on somebody else? Let no man put us under. Now, I'm just going away. Yes. I just had to put that on blast for y'all real quick. All right, so the first question that you might want to ask is, have you ever been in love, right? Because the reason why you want to ask, have you ever been in love, is because if the person has never been in love before or never ever really been in a serious committed relationship, they may not know how to love you the way that you want to be loved, right? Which means that the relationship is going to require some work, right? They don't know what love is. They never really been loved before. They might have been through abusive situations as they were growing up, which made them be bitter towards love or not even understand what love was, or whatever the case might have been. You get what I'm saying? All right, you get it, right? So whether somebody has fallen in love before or not, no matter what, it doesn't matter, because it could save you a lot of headache and heartache in the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? So if your partner's never been in love before, like I said, they might not be the type to commit. So they want to go out and they want to be with all these different people or whatever the case might be. They don't want to commit, and they don't want to commit because they got fear within themselves, you know what I mean? In a whole lot of ways that they are trying to avoid getting themselves hurt, right? All right. So we ain't going to drag this out. So we all know, guys, that falling in love, it takes courage, okay? It takes courage. And if you want to be able to identify whether the person said that if they fell in love a whole bunch of times and you notice this trend, like, especially, like, I'm not going to say no name, but the person was on this live. All right. Straight rock. It's like, all right. So anyway, if you've been, attracting the same type of people consistently, right? Or you realize that these people only come around during certain times and things like that, there could be some codependency issues. So if the person that you're beginning to start to kick it with, starts to say like, well, yeah, I had several relationships, but none of them worked out. Like, oh my God, if you had like 30 relationships and you ain't have not one long-term relationship, it could just be a codependency thing to where they relied on that person to help them overcome whatever they needed to overcome, and then they moved on to the next person. You get what I mean? So, you want to learn that question very early on, all right? Because you're going to get to know your partner better. If they've been in love before, then maybe they know how to treat a woman or how to treat a man. You know what I'm saying? But like maybe their last relationship taught them a lesson. You get what I mean? That made them a better man or a better woman for you. You get what I'm saying? So Shorty Rock says, why do women pass up good men for duck men? I'm not gonna say the curse word, but duck ass men. He's so stupid. All right. So usually Shorty Rock, and just to get this out the way, it's because a lot of times that they were taught like suffering in some way. So it could be that they watched their mother deal with multiple men or certain type of men, and then they followed the trend. Or maybe they have been in a relationship where they gave it their all, and maybe their friends were telling them certain things or whatever the case may be, and it manipulated their minds, and so they begin to behave like their friends and stuff like that. But most of the time, it's like the good guys kind of get left behind because the good guys, you guys go after the wrong type of women. You're going after the woman who's been burnt. You're going after the woman who's actually always looking for money or looking for a come up through another person or whatever the case might be. So if you are consistently attracting women who like to juice you, then that means you need to take a step back and say, okay, where am I not loving myself at? You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm attracting people who want to use me. Are there situations where I'm using other people or something to where I'm calling this to myself? Or where am I not loving myself to where I'm allowing this codependency to take place? You get what I mean? Because then what ends up happening with you, Shorty Rock, in your particular situations, with the S, right? In your particular situations, is that you wear your heart on your sleeve, all right? You wear your heart on your sleeve, and that's the reason why this lesson is gonna be really, really good for you, okay? So sometimes they choose the duck guy, what you're saying, the duck guy, or they choose the bad guy over the good guy, because sometimes the bad guy is more entertaining than the good guy. The good guy, especially if the female, if she came from pain, you know what I mean? So like if she watched a lot of pain in her life, like she's dealing with something else inside herself to where she has an addiction to pain. So she likes the hard guy, you know what I mean? She likes the tough guy. She like, hey Carson, hey Horace. She likes the tough guy. She likes the one who's gonna put his hands on her and stuff because maybe she watched her mother get beat or whatever, and then it's like, oh, the only way that I know that he loves me when he hits me, like stuff like that, like all this just toxic crap, okay, or whatever that's been passed down to her or whatever. And that goes both ways because, guys, don't get it messed up. Guys be going through heartbreaks too. Some of these women out here are abusive, out here beating up they men and stuff like that, trying to control their men because they know that the man is not going to hit them and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? And I know we getting our topic here, but when Shorty Rock is in the building, things are destined to get shifted. Right? So Shorty says this. So they go for money, and they go for cars, and they go for a roof. Right, they go for a roof over their head. They go for money, and they go for cars. But mainly this is because they have low self-esteem in themselves. And the only reason why that they go for these type of people who can do that for them is because in some way they don't want to do that for themselves, or in some way they learned this behavior that, oh, a man is supposed to take care of all of my stuff or whatever the case may be, but which is really just teaching them how to not be responsible. You know what I mean? How to not be responsible for themselves. I mean, I get it. I get the stereotype, the sociology, societal, whatever crap that, oh, the man is supposed to take care of his woman or whatever. Okay, great. All right. I get that. That's cool. However, like as a woman, like you should never be that damn lazy that you feel like, oh, he's supposed to do everything. Like you should be doing something with yourself. You should be doing something with yourself. You should, and if you're not doing something with yourself for yourself, then you should be at least helping him, elevating him, so that he can help both of y'all. You get what I'm saying? Hey, boo, I see you. You know what I mean? So that he can help both of y'all. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, is that one hand washes the other. One hand washes the other when it comes to love and relationships and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, you can't just think that the other person's supposed to just do everything. That's not fair. That's not right. You get what I mean? Yes, a man is supposed to take care of his woman. Yes, he's going to do that because he knows that that's his responsibility. But in the same token, like, he should still be able to feel like he could do for himself. He shouldn't feel like he can't do nothing for himself because he's doing everything for the person that he with. That's not right. Okay? That's not right. All right? So, lesson. lesson. Okay? All right. So, the next thing that you should be asking the person that you about to kick it with, or that you're trying to get to know better, or the person that you're with now, and if you're trying to better the relationship, here's a thing that you guys need to talk about. All right? So the next thing would be asking that person, what are their relationship goals? Like, so the reason why this is an important question, asking what the person's relationship goals are, is because, especially if you're trying to figure out whether you want to be in an exclusive relationship with that person or not, right? So you want to ask, because then you're going to know what direction to take the relationship in, right? Or where the relationship might be headed. Now, I will admit, like me, in the past, like, I've been the type of person to where I never really had relationship goals. Although I had all long-term relationships. Now, I never experienced like really a bunch of short-term relationships. All of my relationships were like 5 years, 13 years, 4 years, and then Elegance and I 6 years. All right, so like I've always had long-term relationships. Okay, so if you ask these, and I never really set relationship goals. I've always been the type of person of, okay, well, I'm just gonna go with the flow and see where things go, right? All right, so that's something I would have to take a look at myself. Like, okay, well, why don't you want to set relationship goals? You feel what I'm saying? So if there's something that I feel like I don't want to set relationship goals, and that would mean that somewhere, even if you don't want to accept relationship goals, that means somewhere you're not really ready to completely settle. And usually that stems from because you're not well within yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like, you know what, I don't feel like setting no goals in a relationship because I feel like I want to be good with me, and once I'm good with me, then I could deal with my relationship goals. I know that has always been my mindset, like forever and a day, but I'm working on that aspect of myself. You know what I mean? Of being able to communicate, this is what I want. I mean, I always said what I want. Like, I never hid what I want out of love or anything like that. But I'm also the type of person, like, I'm a no-nonsense type of person. So once I see you going in another direction, I have no problem with cutting you off. Like, I have no problem with slicing you like a tire and making you go flatline, okay? I have no problem with that. And that's because of my love of self. You get what I'm saying? My love for self will allow you to go have the freedom that you need to succeed for your life, and let me get it back in alignment with who I am. You know what I mean? So that, hey Shy, what's good, cousin? Mine's up. So we just kicking it tonight, and we kicking it tonight about relationships. Really, like, things that you should be asking people in the beginning of your relationships. Now, Shorty Rock had a question. Let me go back down. Shorty Rock says, I had to deal with a woman that don't want to be in the entertainment industry. Okay, well, first of all, Shorty Rock, that's a belief, all right? That's a belief that you have, thinking that you have to be with somebody that's not in the entertainment industry. Let me tell you something. It will be even more difficult for you to be in a relationship with someone who is not in the entertainment industry, because they won't understand you, Shorty Rock. They won't understand your late nights out, especially if she's the type of person who wants to, like, cling and tag along and go everywhere you go and not let you breathe and all of that. You might feel cluttered. You might feel clustered, like, oh my God, I wish this girl would figure her life out and go do something else with herself instead of being in my space all of the time, right? So truthfully, it's like, you can be with somebody in the entertainment industry. You just need to be with somebody in the entertainment industry that is also looking for a committed relationship, and that you guys are both on the same level. You guys are both in the same path. All right. So being with somebody in the entertainment industry is possible. But, Shorty, the thing is, for you, is that you got to take your heart off your sleeve, okay? You got to start having more self-love for you, all right, Shorty Rock? So when you start having more love for yourself, then you can actually attract a mate that's in the industry, or that maybe she might not be a singer or anything like that, but she could be in the industry in a whole nother way. Like, she could be a lawyer, you feel what I mean? She could be an attorney, she could be a songwriter, you get what I mean? Like, she could still be in the music industry. Like, she doesn't have to be an actual artist. I think your issue, Shorty Rock, is that you attract people who want to be models. You attract people who want to be artists. You attract people like that who are actually looking for something to take from you rather than give to you. So it's not really about you not being able to find somebody that's in the music industry if you choosing to be with somebody that's in the industry. And it doesn't have to be music. It could be a whole nother industry, but they understand your lifestyle. Like, for instance, okay, like your sister, right? Like me. Okay, me being in the coaching industry and the speaking industry and traveling around the world to teach, right? I was in the music industry. I was with somebody in the music industry, right? So I could understand. We had a level of understanding when we were doing films together and when we were working together, or whatever. So that if I have somebody that is in the same type of industry that I am now, like the personal development or whatever the case might be, that would be better for me, because then me and that person could be more on the same page. But then when you mix match it, you feel what I'm saying? That's where the crash comes in, because both the two intentions are going different directions. Your intention is you looking for love, and the other person is looking for a record deal. Okay? So that's your issue. That's your issue, Shorty Rock, is that you need to screen these women and the people who you attracting, and really make sure that this is the type of female that you want to have in your life. And when you see the red flags, okay, don't stop ignoring the red flags. Don't put the flag down. Don't put the flag down. Hey, Melinda, I see you. Mine's up, sissy. Right? You know what I'm saying? Don't put the flag down. If you see the red flag, then why you trying to blind yourself? You see it. I've been there, Shorty. I ignore a whole lot of red flags, to be 100. You get what I mean? You guys know TK transparent, right? So, yeah, I ignore a whole lot of red flags. And every time I ignore those red flags, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom. Okay? So, that's the thing for you, Shorty, is to really just find that love within yourself, to where you love you enough to get. Your issue is that you keep looking outside of yourself for love, all right? And so if you consistently keep looking for somebody else outside of you to completely complete you, you're never going to line up with somebody who is already whole and complete. You are already made whole and complete, okay? And so, Shorty, if you're already made whole and complete, the other person that you meet should already be whole and complete, so that when the two of y'all come together both whole and complete, and y'all share that whole and completeness together. You get what I mean? But it should never be one half a person and another half a person. That's narcissistic, and that's codependency. All right? Narcissistic, this person needs to feed off of you, so they're going to do whatever it is just to get your attention or make you have a conversation or talk about them or whatever. And then the codependent is like liking the attention, even though it could be bad attention, they just like the attention, so they buy into it. It's just a lot of good. That's why I'm telling you guys, you guys got to let me know if you want to order a copy of the book Toxic Love, because it's going to break a lot of that down. The book is not complete yet, all right? It's almost done, but not yet, all right? But if you want it, let me know. Put it in the comments and just be like Toxic Love, hashtag Toxic Love. It's going to break down a whole lot of that stuff for you, all right? All right, so, any other questions, guys? Go ahead, put your questions in there. Let me see. Shasha says, see, that's why I don't do relationships. I don't got time for it. Okay, so Shasha, it's not really about you not doing relationships that you don't got time for it. You don't have time for a relationship that's not going to be conducive or productive for you, okay? So that's also a belief. Like I told Shorty Rock that he had a belief, all right? So Shorty Rock had a belief that, he's looking for a woman that's not looking for an opportunity. Right, exactly. So somebody that already got the opportunity, that's already doing them, Shorty Rock, to where they don't need you, all right? So, Shorty said, oh, well, right. His thing was that he realizes that he can't deal with a woman that was in the industry, right? And so that was a belief for him. And so a belief for you, your belief, Shy, is, see, I don't got time for relationships because, I don't do relationships because I don't got time for it. Now, let me tell you, that was one of my things too. Like, I still be feeling like that sometimes. And I'm in a beautiful relationship, right? But I still be feeling like I don't got time for a relationship. And I'll tell you why I feel like I don't have time for a relationship, because I know that a relationship requires work. Like, I know that a relationship requires effort. I know that it requires, like, you know, some sacrifice. But a lot of times in my relationships, I find myself that I sacrifice a lot of me for the happiness of the other person. And then I become the one that's drained and feeling like, oh my God, like, I don't have no time for myself, because, you know, I'm with my family. So, you know, if my lover or my love is needing me, and then when I finally get a chance to myself, then if my mother, she's needing me, my son needs me, my grandmother needs me, my father needs me, and I need you to do my hair, and I gotta, that be making me want to run away. You feel what I mean? So that be the part that be like, okay, I don't got time for a relationship because I got so much other stuff going on. But what happened in my story is, like, you know, the time was made for the relationship, but that's because the person that I'm with is open to making it work. But the whole thing was also making sure that he understood the boundaries of me needing my personal space, and that if I'm not happy in my personal space, then I can't really make him happy. All right. So Shy, it's not about you not doing a relationship because you don't have time for it. It's more so you not having time for a relationship that's not going to be productive, or that's going to get in the way of your own goals or your own achievements. You feel me? But that's it. Because if you had somebody that supported you, that was like, yo, go get your work done, I'll talk to you later, don't call me until you finish your work. When you finish, call me. When you get somebody like that, that's going to make you want to go get your work done. Because you're going to be like, all right, I can't even talk to my babe until I finish, because he's adamant about my goals. You feel what I mean? And it should be vice versa. You should be adamant about his goals. But the thing is that, you know, I know just for me, it wasn't that I couldn't do a relationship. It's just that I had to have balance in myself in order to have a healthy relationship, in order to have a successful relationship. And I dismissed that red flag, you know what I mean, when it came to the partners that I had in the past. And, you know, sometimes in my present, you know what I mean, those are boundaries that were never laid, you know, or either they were laid, but I was lenient with them, you get what I mean? So it's like, there's the red flag, you know what I mean? But that's when you got to get to know the person that you're with. When you get to know the person you're with, you talk to them. You don't shut them down. Don't shut them down. Talk to them. Let them know, like, you know, babe, you know what I'm saying? And trust me, they're going to love you and respect you more if you come to them that way, because they're going to be like, you know what? I see he's been working his butt off. She's been working her butt off or whatever. So let me give her space, or let me give him his space. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's an understanding. You know, it's a conversation that got to happen so that could take place. All right. Well, who else had questions? Melinda said, I have found my soulmate. Oh, Melinda, we're not even going to get into soulmates, because y'all know, oh my God. When you find your soulmate, it's not even fine. Like, when you get back to your soulmate, right? It's like you guys, because guys, there's a difference between soulmates. There's a difference between twin flames, and there's a difference between your divine partner, your divine counterpart. All right. So soulmate, we have more than one soulmate, you know, that could come into our life, right? So each soulmate is really there to teach you a lesson, right? And if you and your soulmate eventually be able to see eye to eye, right, the connection is so strong that nothing could break that tie. All right. Now, if it's a twin flame situation, this is a relationship that was already orchestrated by the divine before you even knew it, right? Because there's a mission and there's a purpose for your life with that person, or whatever case may be, and you got to fulfill it. Like, the divine orchestrated it, okay? So, which means you might find yourself building businesses with that person. You might find yourself doing like a lot of projects, making a lot of money with that person, whatever. And that's your twin flame. When that's like when you guys are literally both on the same page, really both focusing on the same goal and the same thing together, and you know, and it flourishes. That's like it's a divine order thing. Then you have your divine counterpart. Now, your divine counterpart, you guys will always find each other. But the thing is that with your divine counterpart, it's like your soul mission is a whole nother mission, but it's a mission for the entire world. You get what I mean? So Alright, but we're not gonna talk about soulmates and all that other stuff tonight. I could break that down, guys. I could really, really break that down for you guys, but I ain't gonna do that on this live. Alright, so who else had a question? Let's see. Melinda says, I'm so thankful that we have come to a mutual understanding. Let me tell you, Melinda, that's the best thing is when you come to that mutual understanding, it simmers all of the other stuff down. You get what I mean? It simmers everything else down, because now it's like, all right, we got to do something. And even though, let me tell you guys, first of all, I don't care what type of connection it is, whether it's a twin flame, soulmate, divine connection, or just a love person that you fell in love with. No matter what, you guys are going to experience some stuff. You get what I mean? But you got to remember that I guess each connection is a little bit different, because, you know, when it's a divine connection, you guys become supportive of one another. So you're not judgmental towards each other. It's more like, you know what, babe? I understand how you felt. I understand why you felt that way. You know, so rather than like, yeah, but you blah, 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 blah. It's not about blaming. That's how you know it's a divine connection. Sometimes when it's a soulmate connection, you guys just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then there's never really a closure to it. It's just that nobody wants to argue about it anymore. And then it's whatever. But when it's a divine connection, or even like sometimes a twin flame connection, is more like, you know, you're trying to understand your partner better. You know what I mean? Rather than seeing the differences and then kind of ignoring them just because you feel so connected to them like that. You know, you don't want to let them go. But you know the relationship is toxic, it's gooky. But, you know what I mean? But still, just remember, like, you know, some soulmates are karmic soulmates. Karmic soulmates are people who are there to teach you a lesson that make you a better person for the actual soulmate that comes after that person. All right? So, all right, like I said, we ain't getting into all of that, right? All right, so... let's see who else I could wait. Question, since you want to go deep, did you find your soulmate, Mary J. Blige? You know what? Why you in my business? I've had several soulmates. I've had several people who came into my life that have taught me beautiful lessons about myself. So, yes. If that answers your question. Okay, so the next thing would be, the next question that you probably want to ask the person that you were with that you are looking to be with, is if they practice safe sex. Now, this is a good question, because I know it's a question you don't want to ask the person, you know what I mean, if they practice safe sex, because you don't want them to feel intimidated, but bump that, this your health we talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to ask them, like, yo, do you practice safe sex? Like, you know what I mean? So once you know the truth of that, then you know how to protect yourself. You feel what I mean? You know, and so especially if you're about to get serious with somebody, like, you want to know what their habits are. You want to know if they've been tested. You want to know. I want to know. Nigga, go get that shot. Feel me? Like, go get that tongue swab. Yeah. Go get all of that. And then get back to me. You know, screenshot, show me the results, and then let's kick it. You get what I mean? You know why? Because, guys, like, even if you have protected sex, there's I don't want to go through all that. Anyway, y'all grown. Y'all know about this stuff. Y'all grown. At the end of the day, you want to protect yourself, and if you're gonna choose to have unprotected sex, you need to make sure that the person that you're with is completely loyal to you sexually. That there's no side partners and all this other stuff, and y'all swapping vaginal germs and bacteria and all that. Don't bring that stuff to me. Feel me? I've not. Praise the Lord. I have not experienced that with my mate. Ever. To my knowledge, if that went on and I don't have no awareness of it, then, you know, to God be the glory for him. Because he'd be a dead man without AIDS. Alright? But, okay? At the end of the day, I know that the person I'm with loves me enough to not put me in that predicament. And so that's why you need to also be able to know that the person that you're with loves you enough to not put you in that situation, that person feels like, you know what, I'm cool with getting tested. Let's go get tested together. I don't care. Swabby swab. Y'all swapping spit all day, like whatever, at night or whatever. So, you know, I'm just saying, alright? My baby says, I know, baby, whatever. Anyway, I love you too. So Sha said, I would have told them I want to see all the doctor paperwork. I know that's right. Wait a minute. Hey, Sha, you dumb. Shorty, wait a minute. Shorty says some women I know don't like to use condoms. And then that's the women that you don't need to be screwing with then, my dude. if you know that the chick don't like to use condoms, I know that some women do have allergic reactions to latex, rubber, or whatever the case might be. And so if that's the case, then y'all better go find some lambskin or tell her to use the female condom or whatever the case might be. But figure that out, especially if you don't know where her cootie cat been. You don't know what men she been with, and you don't know what women that he been with. You don't know what women the other guy been with before he got to her. Like, it's just nasty to me. Like, I've never been the type of person to sleep around with a whole bunch of different people. Like, to me, it's just gross. I mean, it's not sanitary. Like, that's just never been in my radar. Like, celibacy has always been in my radar. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't have to do all that. Like, I don't have to. So you could be with me for a year and not touch me. Why? Because that's not my focus. But, anyway, I'm going to get off that topic because I know my baby. So Sha said, Shorty, oh, wait, hold on. Let me scroll up. My baby said, stop, yo. He's so stupid. Shorty, like, in the circle. Oh, God, why you got to keep talking about in the circle? Shut up. Right? I know. But you know what? Okay, I get you. Let's talk about that. When a woman or a guy deals with people in your circle, it's humiliating. It's humiliating to the person who's been putting in the work to actually try to make the relationship work, and coming to find out that they've been dealing with somebody else in the circle, right? That's a bit trashy too, guys. You know what I mean? I know sometimes you can't help who you fall in love with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to judge everybody, because sometimes that person could end up with that person just to end up with you. Sometimes it ends up like that. Very rare instances, but sometimes it's like that. You know what I mean? But in the same token, just try to be mindful of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Alright, so yeah, you need to ask the person, have they been tested? You know what I mean? Or do they practice safe sex? All right, having safe sex is important. What's up, Golden Child? I see you, baby. Mine's up. So we just kicking it tonight, a little love talk. If you got any love questions, and why women do this, why men do that, you know what I mean? Just holler at me. My new book is coming out called Toxic Love. It's gonna address some really deep, sentimental situations. Carlos Cabrera, Carlito. What's up, Carlito? Mine's up, Carlos. So we just kicking it, doing a little love talk. You know what I mean? Some things that you need to check out. To ask, the person that either you're with now, if you want to better the relationship, or things that you need to ask before you get involved in a new relationship, so you already know where the relationship is going. All right. So we were down to so let's just review. We had number 1. You want to ask the person have they ever been in love, so that you can understand whether this person is codependent, if they got issues with commitments and stuff like that in advance. All right. So pay attention to the red flags. Next thing was, what are your relationship goals, right? You want to make sure that the person got the same relationship goals that you have, because if y'all not on the same page and you think that y'all going to get married a year from now, and they think that they're not getting married until they're not getting married at all, or they're not getting married until 10 years from now, or whatever the case may be, you guys are not on the same page, which means it's going to be friction in the relationship. You feel what I mean? So you want to ask that question early on, like, get it out the way. Like, get it done and move on. You feel what I mean? So it's not about rushing into things, guys. That's the one thing you need to know. It's not about, we've been together for a year, so now we need to get married. It's not about that. It's about, allowing and establishing the connection with the person that you're with, to where y'all have that understanding to see if a marriage is even possible for the two of y'all. Because who the hell want to be married just to say they married? Like, I don't want to be married just to say I'm married. That's whack to me. I want to be married because I'm in love, and the person that I'm with, that we have a greater understanding of one another, that we're learning each other, and we're realizing each other's differences, but we're growing from each other's differences. You feel what I'm saying? Not judging each other's differences or whatever. You know what I mean? And that takes courage, because a lot of times you may not like a lot of stuff about your partner, and your partner may not like a whole lot of stuff about you either, keeping it 100. You feel what I mean? So, it's an equal thing. You got to talk about it. And if you guys don't see eye to eye, and y'all keep bumping heads, then eventually it could either end in where you guys end up just being friends, or y'all just go your separate ways, and whatever happens. You know what I mean? So That's why you want, you want to set some jurisdictions, right? So asking about the relationship goals, guys, that's not rushing things, all right? That's establishing realistic expectations, all right? That's what it's doing. And I used to have an issue with that. All right, so the next thing is do you practice safe sex? You want to ask him, like, I'm saying, do you have protected sex or not? Because you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. And even though sometimes a person might lie and be like, oh yeah, I practice safe sex, yeah, right? And then when they get with you, you like, well, where the Jimmy hat at? And you're like, oh, I forgot it, but I trust you, babe. Girl, bye. Let that man beat you in your head. I'm like, well, you know what? When you get your Jimmy hat, then Jimmy back at me, okay? Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that, right? All right, so anyway. Alright, so the next thing you want to ask the person is, do they have any debt? Because if you're trying to build a relationship and set relationship goals with the person, you want to make sure that you understand where they are, right? You want to make sure that at the end of the day, debt is common. Everybody got some kind of type of debt or whatever the case might be. It could be good debt, it could be bad debt. You feel what I mean? So we're not going to get into money mindset. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you want to know where your partner stands financially, because then you also want to know, will you be taking on some of their burdens? And at the end of the day, we do end up taking on each other burdens sometimes in a relationship unless both people are financially stable. That's why a marriage wouldn't be good until you guys get your finances in order. Then that way you could combine your finances and then y'all could grow things together. You feel what I'm saying? But if one person is always broke, and a lot of times, guys, be aware that sometimes that's an attack from the enemy. He'll always make it to where one person's doing good, and then when the other person's doing good, the other person's doing bad. And then when the other person that was doing bad start doing good, then the other person that was doing good start doing bad. So you gotta pay attention to this cycle, right? And so you gotta make it your business that when I'm doing good, he's doing good. When she's doing good, I'm doing good. And that's how we go together, and that's how we build our empire. You get what I'm saying? So go deeper, all right? So you want to, find out where they are when it comes to their finances and stuff like that. Because sometimes you could be trying to get with somebody, and then you get with them, you marry them, you say I do, and you owe their child support debt, honey. You just adopted whatever responsibilities they had, but now become yours. You get what I mean? So I'm just saying, all right? But that's for a lot of us, all right? All right. So the next thing you want to ask, is marriage in your future plans? Because sometimes, like I said before, one person could be looking for marriage, the other person could be like, that is not even in my radar. Like, I'm not marriage. What you talking about? Marriage. Marriage is a long time to be away from yourself, right? And let me tell you something. I felt like that. You know what I mean? And then I realized that it wasn't really, sorry guys, I'm inviting some people. It wasn't really about me being afraid of marriage, because I'm never afraid to say I do or whatever. But what I realized that for me, I never want to say I do to the wrong person. You feel what I mean? So that was my fear. Okay, I'm cool with being married. I'm cool with settling down with one person. I only had long-term relationships anyway. So being married would probably be not much different. You know what I mean? So you want to start to notice the stuff and the habits that your partner had ahead of time. Because if it's things that you can't deal with when y'all don't live together, when y'all do live together, it's something to think about, to make sure that that's something that you want to deal with, something that you could tolerate. Certain maybe they snore all night. I'm saying, I know snoring don't got nothing to do with love, but I will not spend the rest of my life to the death do us part if you're like all night. I don't want to hear that. I'm just saying, that's me. All right. So Shy said, a lot of relationships these days can't work as a team. Well, that's because they haven't really been taught to work as a team, Shy. They haven't been taught to work as a team, and the reason why is because for the longest, it's been this whole separation thing. It's been the man is on his grind, the woman is on her grind, and it's like they're doing their things separately. But what they're not realizing is that the wealth comes in when you combine the resources, and then you both do something great. You know what I mean? All right, so ask about their relationship goals. Ask if are they looking to be married or whatever the case may be. So that's something that you want to ask the other person. Now this is a big question. This next one is a biggie. You want to ask them, Are you still friends with your exes? Are you still friends with your exes? Now let me tell you why. Cause this could go both ways. And so I'm not gonna come from my perspective. I'm gonna come from a transparent space, right? Alright, so being friends with your ex is possible. Alright, you can. I have several people but it's not that I consider them my friends or like we cool, like we go hanging out and partying together. It ain't nothing like that. But it's like, if I see them or whatever, I show them love, or if they still need my help with something to a certain extent, I may extend my assistance to them. You get what I mean? So I don't have hate towards nobody because each person taught me something about me. So I don't have any hate towards my exes. But in the same token, there should absolutely be, some kind of limit as to how much you would be communicating with them. But especially if the other person still got like deep embedded feelings for you and stuff like that, and they know that this isn't about already being in a relationship. I guess this is more so about you're not in a relationship and you're looking for somebody. You're taking on candidates and you're just trying to figure out where that person is, whether they still communicate with their exes or whatever before you get involved. Because what that's gonna do, hey Lewis, what's good, cuz? I see you. So, that's before you get involved. You want to be able to know, like, if your partner is extremely close with an ex, extremely close with an ex, that's not cool. You know why? Because then it's gonna be like, when you're around, unless the two of them, unless the person you're with and the ex have some type of, like, maybe if there's a child involved or something like that, and so they have a level of respect, for one another, so I've been around people where both of the exes, like the new husband and the ex-husband, like, they cool, they cordial, like, they speak, it's no beef. Life is life. Like, you can't hold on to whatever happened between you and her 40 years ago and then whatever happened between you and him now, and you got a whole new person. You know what I'm saying? It's just all that crazy stuff or whatever, right? So if there's unresolved feelings, okay, it's going to turn into problems down the road. And so you don't want to do that. You're going to have to make a decision that, either you're going to have to cut off your exes or the person going to have to cut. Both parties need to cut them off to where, like, that ex doesn't feel that comfortable with doing certain things. And you know what I mean? It's just boundaries, guys. You can only allow it to go but so far. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions. It don't matter what the ex do. But you got to be the person to set the boundary. And if your mate is not respecting that boundary, then that might be, again, a red flag. A red flag that you don't want to see. Knock the red flag down and have that conversation like, look, let's talk about this, because you can't go into marriage with insecurities. When you go into marriage, you should be going into marriage and into union with the certainty and security that this is my man, my husband. This is my wife, my lady, my queen, my goddess. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all of that should be in order. Shasha says that's why it's called keep your ex in the past and move on with your life. Exactly, right. Leave them in the past because they are a part of the past. They got a pass to stay in the past. That's it. They got a pass. You got a pass to stay your blast in the past. Y'all know what I wanted to say, right? You know what I mean? So stay there. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you don't want to bring old garbage into your new situation if you're trying to build something fresh. Seriously. So, it may be challenging, but, it's just a level of respect, like, seriously, on that level, you know what I mean? It has to be mature people involved. If it's mature people involved and that person's not even thinking about you like that, they doing whatever, like, they probably got somebody else they daggone self, you know what I'm saying? Then that's different. But I'm just keeping it 100. All right. So, if your partner is extremely close to the ex, I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but it gives you an opportunity to address the issue before you get hurt. All right. And so the last thing is you also want to ask them, are there any sexual fantasies that you have, right? Because they might be into a whole nother lifestyle that's hidden from you. You know what I mean? But in the same token, you might want to have an open mind because, in relationships, you want to have some spice. You know what I mean? You want to have some little va-va-voomishness, right? I get it. So find out what are the fantasies that they have. It might be that they like being choked. An ecstasy choke, though. Not a choke where you trying to suffocate the person, y'all. They might like to be, I don't know. I'm going to say this. This is not my lifestyle, but, they might want to experience other people in the relationship. It could be an open relationship, whatever. That's not for me. Some people like that life. They live that life. If that's for you, that's for you. It's not a safe life, like, in my opinion. And so that's just not a life that I condone. But in the same token, people do it. You know what I mean? So, you do want to check and see what the person's fantasies are because you want to make sure that this is somebody that, you feel safe with. And even though it is a tough question and you might not really want to know the answer, but the relationship does need some spark and some passion to survive. So just see what different things that they might like. They might like being fed ice cream in the bed. They might have a foot fetish. They like rubbing feet and massaging your feet with lotion or whatever. Like, just see what things that they like that might bring a little action to the relationship. And if some of the things that they're doing is like sexual addictions and stuff like that, you don't have to be a part of that, and you need to see the red flag, stop knocking it down, all right, and see it for what it is, and know whether you have to decide whether you want to be with that person or not on another level, all right? Exactly. Sha said, for one, I would never do a threesome. Girl, all right, we're going to get that's a little too deep, right? Girl, I'm telling you, because I'm not with that whole lifestyle, because my thing is that it's too much exchange of energies. It's too much exchange of body fluids. And why would I want another woman experiencing my man? Like, why would I want that? Why would I want him to have... some women might get a kick out of it, but that's programming. You get what I mean? That's because they've been watching it going on, or they've been having these little fantasies within themselves, which is their own inner demons that they got to get through, or whatever the case might be. You feel what I'm saying? But... yeah, that not for Takiyah. All right. All right. So, like I said, guys, you might feel like you don't want to know the answer to what his fantasies are or what her fantasies are, but go a little deeper. See, there's other things that you can do. If they fantasies is out of your lane, then you don't have to deal with that. You feel what I mean? You could love them from a distance, but just know that that's not the lifestyle that you want. Like, no, I don't. Why would I want my man with somebody else? Like, no. Period. No, okay? That's one fantasy that will not be fulfilled with me. Break up with me and then go do it. Get it out your system, or whatever the case may be, and then I'll decide what. That's the old me. You feel what I mean? It would have probably been like that if that would have been something that I would have entertained, but that's just not for me. All right. So Sha says, if my partner is not a freak like me, then it ain't no point in being together. Word is bonbon. Word is bonbon, right? Boom. Word. That's true, because you want to know something? Like, if you got this chick or this guy, like, and he's just missionary or she just missionary, and she's just like there or whatever, like, she not really interested in the bedroom or whatever the case might be, then that's going to give him an open door to want to go do something else. I'm just saying, because he's going to be like, oh my God, this is so boring. This is just not interesting no more. You know what I mean? He's going to be looking for something else. And the same thing for her. You get what I mean? She wants to be excited too. You know what I mean? So depending on what her desires are. So if it's just missionary and you're a person who like to be flipped over, spanked, and turned over, then that's not gonna be a match sexually. Like, both of y'all need to have a little freak in you. You feel what I'm saying? Because you might be the person to bring out the freak in the other person. You get what I'm saying? So, open up some doors. You know what I mean? Do some things. But don't share your partner. I'm not with that. I'm not with sexually swapping vaginal juices and dingling juices and booty juices, and that's unsanitary, and to me it's extremely ungodly. Like, seriously. Alright, guys, that was the last one. And so I'm out. I know we dragged this out. If y'all have any other Kai, what's good? Hey, Shy, Kai, this live was so dope, man. We were talking about you said enough jewels. Yeah, right. We were talking about 7 questions that you need to ask your partner, even if you don't really want to know the answer. All right. And so just to recap, guys, it was number 1, you want to ask them if they ever been in love before, so you could know that, whether it's a codependent situation or not, whether it's, they're just looking at you as the rebound chick or whatever the case might be, or if they have been in love before, if they've been in love a whole bunch of different times, that could mean that there's some attachment issues. Or if they never been in love before, that might let you be a red flag to you, that person don't know how to love you because they never been loved. So you got to put some work in the relationship. All right. Number 2 was, what are your relationship goals? You want to have some goals. You want to have some standards. You want to know where the relationship is going. So what are we doing together? You feel what I mean? Like, what are we building together? Like, where is this going? And if you feel like you're not ready to set those relationship goals yet, it's more than likely because you're trying to get your relationship with yourself in order, which is okay. Focus on you first. Get you in order. Remember, you guys, you should be whole and your partner should be whole. And so that when you guys come together, those 2 whole pieces share it together and you rise on one accord together. But it shouldn't be one half broken person and the other half broken person, and then y'all got this trauma bond with each other because you experience a traumatic experience and they experience traumatic, and y'all just feeding off each other. That should not be. That's not love. That's not a soulmate connection. That's not no twin flame connection. That is a trauma bond, and it's going to eventually collide with each other. All right, number 3 was, do you practice safe sex? You want to ask them, you know what I'm saying? Do you practice safe sex? You want to know who you're dealing with. Because, and don't be afraid to go get tested. If there's somebody that you're really serious about dealing with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what a lot of women have been, like, manipulated because they're so used to men who run this game on them that, I always have protected sex, but with you, I'm not going to do that, because I love you and I trust you or whatever. You feel what I mean? Stuff like that. But don't buy into that stuff. If you feel like you're going to be sexually involved, then you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself. And if that person is somebody that you really don't know like that, you got to be careful because, they could be trying to pass something down to you that they got. You feel what I mean? So be careful. Like, don't be out here messing around with a bunch of different people. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. And it's not worth your soul. Like, you lose your soul in the midst of that because you're taking on the energies of so many people, the people that they were with before you and whoever that person was with before them. And it's not cool. It's not cool. All right. So talk to your partner about having a safe sex life before you get involved like that. All right. If you're going to have unprotected sex, both of y'all should go get tested. Swabby swab. Yeah. Okay, let's go do this together. Let's make sure we both good, and then that could be something that we do. You know what I mean? So learn from the past. Learn from the things that you didn't do in your past relationships, so that when you start this new cycle in your life that's coming for all of us, that it's a different direction now, because the person you with is clean. You know the person that whatever. You get what I'm saying? I don't gotta get into that. Like I said, all y'all adults. All right. Number 4 would be, do you have any debt? You want to make sure that the person is at least in some kind of way financially stable or set or something, right? Because if that person is not financially set, then what will end up happening is you're going to take on their financial burdens, or they might take on your financial burdens. And it doesn't mean that you guys won't experience situations where y'all have to hold each other down, but it should never be to where one person is just doing every single thing. I also mentioned to beware of the trick of the enemy, to where sometimes we'll make it to where you're doing good and the other person that you're with, that you really, really care about, is doing bad, so you could be judgmental towards them, and then they'll make that person start doing good and you doing bad, so that person could be judgmental towards you, and And then what ends up happening is you guys start bumping heads, and there goes separation, which is the enemy's goal. All right? So just be mindful of that. All right? So debt is pretty common these days. You know what I mean? You just want to talk it out with your partner so you know where they are. And maybe you might be a financial planner, and you can help them get out of debt. You get what I'm saying? So look for ways that you can work that out. Number 5 is marriage in your future plans, because if the person's not down to get married, it's not something that they really want to do, then you're wasting your time anyway. So make sure that you know ahead of time what it's going to be. All right? Next thing, are you friends with your exes? All right? You need to know that, because you need to know where you stand. You need to know where does that friend with the ex relationship stand. Like, you know, what's that about? You know? Mainly because, you know, you want to make sure that you're not getting hurt in the end, because it could cause some problems. So, you know, when it's time to pull out the scissors, just pull them out. You know, it might hurt a little bit, but guess what? The wound will heal. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. All right, keep it moving. All right, and the last thing was, are there any sexual fantasies that you would like to explore? That way you can see what things might interest your partner, and, you know, what they might feel, and, you know, some things they might want to get into with you. Alright, yeah, maybe they want to go to the Loop Hotel and hang from the Tarzan room and get in the champagne glass, the tub that's filled. I don't know. Maybe they want to eat crabs in the tub. I don't know. I'm just saying. So figure it out. You know, talk to your partner about that, or the person that you're looking to build a relationship with. All right. So guys, I am out of here. If you guys don't have any more questions, I am gonna say this. And I hope you guys have the most amazing night ever. Please share this live. I know it was a little lengthy, but it was so dope, right? It was real tough. We got through some things. We handled Shorty Rock life coaching issues, right? And it's all good. It's all good. But I love it. So when you guys be sending me these questions about your toxic love situations, I love it. Email me and inbox me them, because I'll come on live when I do my late night lives, and I'll address them, because you're not the only person going through it. You're not the only person who's struggling, who don't have clarity, you're not the only person. So let me, you know, help you. But by you asking your questions, going to help other people. You feel what I mean? Because other people got the same question. They just afraid to ask it. All right? I never reveal the names unless you give me permission to do so. All right? All right. So, all right, guys. That's it. I'm out of here. I love you. Deuces. And I'm going to have fun chopping this video up. Oh, my God. This video was long. Alright guys, so I'm out. And remember, your love is free. Your love should always be free. Don't block yourself from love. Don't block yourself from, you know, receiving the wisdom that you need, and understanding the lessons, and taking the lessons as your blessings, guys. Learning through this process, not holding yourself hostage in the process. If it's meant to be, it's already going to be anyway. Sometimes a break is needed in order for you to understand you, and that way when the two of you guys come back together, you'll have an understanding of yourself, they'll have an understanding of themselves, and then the both of you rise together. All right? So be whole. Don't be separated. You be whole, they be whole, and then you guys rise together. And if there's too much separation, then it's okay. You know, you just move on to somebody who's a little more aligned to you than the other person. All right? This is... Why can't you see my love is free? All right, y'all, I'm out.